So welcome again, everybody. So this is your webinar brought to you by Fetola in partnership with the SAB Foundation. And we're here to help you to be sure to choose the right support to build your dream business. So Fetola are specialists in working with people just like you, early stage entrepreneurs, identifying people who are really supercharged and fired up about growing their dream business or growing a successful business. And I really look forward to the next hour with you, bringing you absolutely valuable insights and information that is going to change your life for the better. So let me just get us into the formal start of the business. So here we are. If this is the right webinar for you, that's fantastic. We just got 3 things to cover today. I'm going to give you a few little key tips that are valuable to your business, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. A couple of key tips from my experience as an entrepreneur that I found to be useful for myself and useful for many thousands of entrepreneurs that we've worked with over the time. And then we're going to have a quick chat with one of our alumni, Makobika from TKY Engineering, and then we're going to go into a session teaching you or telling you a little bit more about the SAB Foundation Tholoana program. Everybody's welcome in this. It's free knowledge, it's free information. We're here to really give you value that's going to change the trajectory of your business and maybe of your whole family and your community at the same time. So everybody's here to get a better understanding of the type of business that goes into the Tholoana program, which is great because it's important to know what you're punting for. Other people are saying, let me get closer to other opportunities. And 1 or 2 of you are wanting to network, which is great. That's what the thread is for. Please use it. You're free to chat and get to know each other like that. And then pretty well, most of you, 50% of you are in a growing business. 40%, so that's 4 out of every 10 of you are early stage. There's just a few, there's 3 of you that are in ideation, so that's kind of pre-startup. And then there's again 2 of you that are ready to scale. So that sounds like we have the right people in the room. Hey team, we're spot on here, huh? Awesome. All righty, that's great. So I think then now that we know who you are and you're the right people and you're in the right room, let's get going. Let's get going with some of the tips that you can make a difference in your business. So that's me, just in case you didn't recognize me. As I said, I'm the founder of Fetola. And Fetola, again, for some of you are completely new. We're really passionate about helping people just like you to grow, to build businesses that not only make a difference to you, bring wealth, bring opportunities to you as the entrepreneur, but create opportunities for your team. And over time, if you're able to sustain a long-term business, really make an anchor in your community and create a lasting legacy that you'll be proud of, and so will all of your family and the people around you. So tip number 1 is it's really important to build a unique brand. And for this, I'm just going to start with a little bit of a story. So a while ago, at least 10 years ago, we had a business on one of our accelerators, and the business is called Cabinet Works. And Cabinet Works were frustrated because they were not able to differentiate their business. They were in kitchens, so they put together very high-end, very high-quality kitchens, and yet they felt they were not able to make a difference and make themselves known in the market, and they couldn't. They just couldn't differentiate themselves. And so I went looking at the time, and it's true. If you go on the internet and you Google for kitchens, you get these pictures that are all exactly the same. A kitchen's a kitchen's a kitchen. And what I realized is that the special thing about that entrepreneur, and his name is Andy de Klerk, is that Andy is a very unusual man because he is a mountain climber and he has climbed all 7 peaks in the world. So he's climbed Everest and Annapurna, and he's also a base jumper. He's quite an unusual guy. And what I realized is that if we use his unique personality, we could build him a brand that was going to take him to the top of his mountain. And so we helped him to bring in the elements of mountain climbing, the things that made him unique, into his company brand. And so in the brand, they used things like, it's, to climb to the top of the mountain, you need to be strong, you need to have precision, you need to plan. It also, the top of the mountain is really beautiful. And so he brought in all of these unique concepts about him as a person together with his kitchen business. And so he transformed from being a kind of a no-name kitchen brand to now being the leading kitchen brand and cabinet maker in the Western Cape. And he went from not being able to have enough business to literally within a year having more business than he knew what to deal with. And so this is a really nice example of the difference that it makes when you use your own personal capabilities and your own personal uniqueness in order to build a unique brand. And so that's really key for somebody that wants to get ahead and build a business. It's important to build your unique brand. And so the way to do that is that you need to go back and say, okay, what is it about me? What is it that I'm really passionate about? What's it uniquely about me that I really love to do? What is it that I want to create in the world? Why am I here? How do I want to express myself? And then you make sure that that aligns your passion and purpose in your business. Because as an early stage entrepreneur, the truth is that you are your business. And so this journey, and this is what we do, everybody that comes into a Fetola program, this is kind of the starting point of what we do, is just to make sure that we go back and we have a look at who am I, what is it I want in life, and is that directly connected, and is that aligned to what I'm doing in my business? And so you can do this for yourself, finding your unique brand using this little simple example. And we will, at the end of the webinar, send you this in the email that you will receive, those of you that stay to the end. And so what you do is that you can go through and say, okay, what is it uniquely about me? So go through this list. What is my work experience? What training have I got? What hobbies and passions have I got? What's special about my personal network? And then what you'll do is that you can plot it on this little diagram. And you'll see, okay, so that is the shape of your unique personality. And who you are is going to be different from your friend. And so it's this difference that you use to build your unique brand. Does that make sense? Like, they're following you guys? Yeah, team, we're following that? Yeah, cool, excellent.
Yes.
So, great. So that's step number one. Use your unique personality in order to build a unique business brand. So the next thing is to say you need to know your market. And what we find is that very often when we ask the question to entrepreneurs, who is your market? They come back with saying, oh, it's everybody, or, it's pretty well everybody. And part of the understanding is in order to succeed as a small business, you need to find your specific niche. And for this, to explain this, I'm going to use this little picture as an example. So if we look at the picture, we can clearly see these two women. They appear to be in clothing, right? So we can say, okay, part of their market is that they're in clothing. But if we look deeper, we can say, but it's clothing for women. So you can see we started off with clothing, and now we're going down a little bit. It's not just clothing, it's clothing for women. If we go a little bit deeper, we can say, and clearly they're not cheap, right? They're not looking for the bottom of the range. They're not looking to kind of compete with pet stores. These women are successful and they're wealthy. We can go a little bit deeper and we can say, not only that, they seem to have a luxury image, and they're clearly proudly SA, because there are these themes of the South African culture, with the headgear and everything. It's very clearly that they're a proudly South Africa set of women. And we could also say, my niche is that I'm in clothing for women, for successful, wealthy women that want a proudly South Africa image, and they're clearly leaders and CEOs. They don't want just everything's normal off the peg. They want something that's uniquely for them so that they can stand out as leaders. And so if this was your business, I just play a little game here. Perhaps you say that your brand is CC, Status for African Women. So this is a perfect example of how you take the big thing and make a small niche that you can really own. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is this thing. Everybody, if I was to ask everybody in the room, who needs money? I think every single one of you are going to put your hand up, right? Because that's the usual thing. If you ask a room of entrepreneurs, what's your biggest problem? They say, I need money. I need money. It's a classic. And so we look here, everybody is saying, oh, help, I need money. And then what happens is the investor says, sorry, dude, not until you manage the money that you already have. And then the entrepreneur says, oh no, now what am I going to do? And so really tip number 3, it's whether is it number 3 or is it number 1, it's very important, is that it's really, really important as entrepreneurs that you learn first to manage the money that's already in your business. Because the reality is the cheapest money that you're going to access, the cheapest money out there is the money you already have. So learning how to manage the money, learning how to manage your accounts, learning how to manage your cash flow is really, really vital. And so we always start with this thing. It's very easy to understand this concept of fix the leaky bucket. Because you can see here, if you've got holes in your bucket, if you've got holes in your business and money's leaking out here, you're paying too much for your raw materials, or people are not working well, or somebody's even stealing your money, there's no point in putting more money in. You have to first fix the holes in your leaky bucket. And so that's the thing. That's tip number 3, is to say that it's really important when you're building a business, if you want to build a business that's really going to thrive, pause, stop, look at all the holes in your bucket. And they could be in your people management. It could be in your systems and processes. It could be just simply in recording of your money. Maybe you don't even have any accounting system yet. It could be in all sorts of ways, but it's to stop, understand where the holes in your bucket are, fix the holes in your bucket, and then go ahead from there. And then what happens? So managing your money is one of the key things to any business to succeed and grow. And so then the next step is that we always say, okay, now we want to grow, right? So you've got a nice business. Maybe you guys have already built something. Maybe you're doing 1 million. Maybe you're doing 5 or 10 million rand a month turnover. And now you actually want to grow. So now what's happened is because you fixed the leaky bucket, you can produce monthly accounts. You know how to manage your cash flow. You have a profitable revenue model. So you've really tightened up on your costing and pricing. You've got help, for example, through an accelerator like this, to help to understand the costing of your products. And you're able to confidently say, now with all of this information, I've fixed the holes in my buckets. I can now say I'm going to grow at that rate. And with that information, you then become a different entrepreneur. You become a confident entrepreneur. And there you're able to say, invest in my solid growth strategy. When you go to the investor, you don't just say, please help me. You say, I've got a good deal. I've got a good business here. Help, please invest, or I invite you to invest in the growth of my business. And then you'll be surprised. The investors say, yes, please, no problem. How much do you need? So this is the kind of confidence that if you're going into an accelerator that's going to make a difference to you and to the future of your business, this is the kind of information, this is the kind of support that the accelerator should be giving you. All of this, helping you to define your niche, define a product, define your market, and make sure that you really strengthen the core of the business, fix the holes in your business so that you're ready to grow. And that's what a good accelerator should be doing for you. Step 4, though, is in this day and age, we have to be turning on technology, because the reality is the world is changing so fast that every business that's going to be successful by 2030 will be businesses that are using technology for competitive advantage. Now, I don't mean here that you are a tech business. I'm not saying that you must go out and start to develop software, or you must become an AI development company. But what I am saying, and we're going to go into it a bit more now, is to say that we need to get our heads around, even if you're Johnny's Bakery in Pofadder, or if you're growing tomatoes in a Bushbuckridge, it doesn't matter the business. In order to get ahead by 2030, or to be in business and doing really well in 2030, everybody needs to embrace technology. So maybe let's just have a little break here and just actually ask a question. So what technology are you guys using? So maybe the team's just going to put out a little poll there, and you can tick this multiple answers that you can. Just let me know, what technology are you using right now? How are things looking out there? So as I say, you can tick more than one, hopefully. Great. This is great. A lot of you doing stuff already, which is fantastic. Okay, getting ahead of the curve. So just while people are filling in, I'll just wait another few seconds. At the beginning of this year, I did some work on trends, looking at what are the trends that are coming, what are the future trends, and what does that mean for small businesses. And I can tell you 9 out of 10 of the trends, if you go searching through the internet, searching through activities, 9 of the 10 trends about technology. I'm really pleased to see that a lot of you have really started to embrace the use of technology. That's great, guys. Let's maybe share those results. Cool, man. That's excellent. Okay, so what we've got is a lot of people. So 6 out of 10 of you are using business email. 7 out of 10 of you using WhatsApp for business. I mean, that's become something that's quite, it's really valuable. I think I see a lot of our entrepreneurs doing that. So well done, everybody that's using WhatsApp for business. Not so many of you, 11 out of every 100 are using CRM. So for those of you that maybe don't understand, a CRM is a customer relationship management tool. And so what that means is that instead of all your customers sitting in your own head or sitting on your phone, a few on your phone and a few on the email, and maybe some on a notebook, with a customer relationship management tool, it puts everything into one place. And then what it means is that if you're now going to employ somebody to do sales, they can have the same information as you, and you can track the journey of your clients. You can track their comments, and it's a very nice way. It's a very important system. Anybody that's wanting to grow a bigger business, the customer relationship management tool is really, really important for that next level. So then if we just go down, we got quite a few people on AI. I think that's really interesting. 34 of you are already using AI. I think I wouldn't mind, so let's just have a look. Anybody who's using AI or maybe those two, just put your hands up. Let's quickly hear from you what you're using. If you're okay with that. Can we try and see if we can get some feedback from the room? Hands up. Yeah, Younger, go for it. Tell us, what are you using? What are you doing?
Good day, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. So I moved from running a digital marketing agency, and I'm in the phase of turning it to fully digital agency. So I've always been a little bit ahead of the curve. So I'm grateful of the pandemic shift. For me, it worked.
Right.
So yes, I'm getting to a point where I'd like to sometimes call in small businesses to educate them about the relevant AI software that can work for them, and also in a safe way that it can work for their businesses, depending on the type of business that they use. So
Nice.
I use
Excellent.
different AIs for different benefits.
Fantastic.
So
Great.
from
That's great, Younger. So maybe put your details in the chat, because it sounds as though you could be providing some useful services to other SMEs. Am I right with that?
definitely.
Excellent.
I'll put the information on the chat shortly.
And Younger, are you producing AI videos? Are you using AI to produce videos, client videos?
Yes. We also do content creation, which from time to time is working videos or training videos. So
Nice.
I will
Training
use
videos.
AI voices.
Great. That sounds super. Okay, please put your details in the chat. I think that sounds really good. Nobody else courageous enough to tell me what they're doing on AI or other? Maybe you can get some courage a little bit later, but it was really nice. Thanks, Younger. Great little feedback there. Awesome. 30 seconds, no last taker for the opportunity to tell something about their business. No. All right.
Good day. Good day.
Yes, go. Who am I speaking to? No. Okay, Gina. Yeah, Gina, let's go with you.
Hi, guys. Hi, Catherine. I'm still waiting to profile you in our magazine.
Yeah.
So,
So what
yes.
AI and other are you using, Gina?
So I use ChatGPT and I use a number of software. For instance, with our triple B consulting processes. So I'm not the only one that is working in a project. So we use Asana as a project planning program, and everyone is gets monitored. And as far as AI is concerned, everything AI and everything that makes life simpler, especially with marketing.
Excellent.
And also with building our sales and creating our marketing profile.
Fantastic. Thanks for tipping in. That's great. Nice insight. Okay, I'm going to move on. I see there's another raised hand from Joseph. I'm going to come back to Joseph because I'm a little bit on the clock now. Mark that. I'm going to come back to Joseph later. Let's just get back in the game. So what I wanted to do is that's a nice insight from you guys as to what you're using. I did a little bit of homework before the call, and some of the tools that we're sort of recommending and what people are using are certainly starting simple. I think it's important. Some people get terribly anxious about technology. It's like, oh, it's super complicated, and I need to have a whole degree in that. I need to pay people wads of money in order to become tech enabled. The reality is that there's very simple stuff that most of you are already using. So maybe you're using mobile apps. I haven't specified those, but maybe you're using mobile apps. So many of you are using WhatsApp for business. Lots of you are already using social media. Emails here, the G here stands for Gmail. My experience is that most entrepreneurs, if they use email, they seem to use Gmail. The G Suite seems to be really good for small businesses, and social stuff like LinkedIn and Insta. So that's a startup. That's like easy wins, right? Everybody should be able to do that. And if you struggle, get a young friend. They will be able to help you with that. The next is also a lot of the stuff is free. So it doesn't take an arm and a leg. You don't have to have a specialist. You don't have to spend a whole load of money. A lot of these tools come with a freebie version. They come free to start with at a low level so that you can look and see if they're really useful for you and then only pay when you've proven it. I love e-commerce platforms. I think that people like Takealot are really able to help entrepreneurs get to market. I saw this one little RSA made. They are one of two kind of smaller local. Takealot's also local, South African, good business that. But there are also some very small local niche ones again. So if you were looking for e-commerce platforms and you weren't particularly wanted to look at something that really supports South African made, there are e-commerce platforms out there. This on the right, this funny little square is MeetGeek. So MeetGeek again is a free version for taking minutes, and there are lots of AI enabled versions of that. If you want to bring some order into your business, things like meeting notes, MeetGeek is a really good way to do that. And then technology just to make you efficient and safe. Chatbots, I mean, they've been around for ages, but they're really getting to be quite good now. So in Fetola, we use Sales IQ. It's part of Zoho Suite. So again, those of you that are really wanting to scale, and there were a few people in the poll that said they were ready to go big time. If you're going big time, you might want to be looking at something like the Zoho Suite, which integrates all of these different apps into one kind of seamless ecosystem. And I'm sure a lot of you are already using things like SnapScan and Yoko. We don't often think that they're technology, but of course that's technology. And those of you that getting onto Microsoft 365, some computing in the cloud, is kind of like everybody needs to be going there. And then lastly, of course, there's innovation, drones, automations, AI tools. For HubSpot, Pictory is actually an AI video creator. So you can create videos very cheaply, much more cheaply than using a hard camera and a video team. HubSpot, most of you will know HubSpot from your social media management, and HubSpot also uses AI in it. But what I really like is down the bottom is there's this company AgriLogic. So AgriLogic was part of one of our circular economy accelerators, and Joel and his team have developed, using AI, really useful tools for farmers to reduce. So farmers using greenhouse, and they use AI to reduce energy consumption, to reduce water consumption, and improve yield. And so that's the kind of thing, if you're in agriculture these days, it's like AI is there really to help you. And so if you're an early stage business or you're wanting to scale a business, start looking for that and start to really keep your eyes open and your ears open to learn about what technology can really make you your competitive advantage. So I hope that little section was good. I did say I would bring you a bonus tip. And the last bonus tip is that most entrepreneurs think that success is all about price. And they think that if they didn't get a deal, it's because the price was too high. Or their way to get a deal is to give a discount. The reality is it's not all about price. And in order to build a successful business, you need to be known to be reliable and to have a reputation for quality and reliability, that you will do what you say you're going to do. So if you're wanting to build a big business, you're wanting to get into the big time, maybe with Checkers or Woolworths, or even with Takealot, you need to make sure that you have a reputation for reliability, because that's going to get you much further than trying to be the cheapest one on the block. So those are the tips from me. I hope that was really useful. I can't see the thread, but hopefully there's a few thumbs up saying that was good. And so what I'd like to maybe say now is let's breathe a minute and move to the next phase of the webinar. And here we're going to have I'm going to be delighted to introduce you to Makobika Makuwa. So Makobika is the founder and CEO of TKY Engineering. TKY is a niche engineering company, so she's absolutely followed those guidelines, and she's not trying to be all things to all people. She's very specialist. She specializes in armature winding and repairs of pumps and electric motors in the mining sector. And Makobika was in one of our very early Tholoana programs. I think it was 2016 that you graduated, Makobika. I hope I've got that right. And she has since then, she's a proud alumni of the Tholoana program, and she has since then grown to build a business that is really doing well up there in Burgersfort in Limpopo. So it's my absolute delight to introduce you to Makobika. Welcome, Makobika. Lovely to have you on the call.
Thank you so much, Katie. It is quite an honor to be invited to share our journey of entrepreneurship on this beautiful platform with my stakeholder, my mentor, my friends and colleagues. I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining. So I think let's put a little bit of context. People always want to know, who are you? Where do you come from? So where do you hail from? So we know Burgersport. What's a little bit about your background? Give us a little bit of personal story before we get into the business side.
Okay, so I'm a proud mother of two. That's where the TKY is coming from. And I'm a village girl from a beautiful mining village of Hamarocha. That's in Burgersfort, Limpopo in South Africa. And I was a secretary in the mining industry for 10 years. Naturally, I'm a shy person and I enjoy serving people. I'm a Christian and I don't know all the verses, but I'm a radical faith person. So I know you need faith to succeed. So I became an entrepreneur. I remember last week, my daughter called me and said, "Mom, do you remember where it all started?" And I said to her, girl, I don't remember. She started sharing the story. So our journey of entrepreneurship, I started in 2013. When life happened, I lost my husband of 10 years. And to get rid of me, he convinced me to resign on my 10-year serving job in the mining industry and to work for his cousin in the engineering business, who can pay me maybe better than the secretary job I was doing. I had 2 kids and I thought he wanted to work things out. 6 months down the line, I had a beautiful conversation when the cousin said, man, I can't pay her anymore. And he said, you can try and do anything that you want to do. I'm done with her. And that's how the seed of TKY cracked the ground. And I had the admin skills and little engineering knowledge. I saw the gap in the engineering side, and it's a male-dominant industry. I thought, why not bring a feminine touch?
Fantastic. Okay. And so interesting. I'm sure there's lots of nodding heads around the room that business often starts with a challenge like that. So often it's out of hardship. It's out of hardship that we enter this entrepreneurship journey, and that gives us the drive in order to proceed and do well. Thanks, Makuwa. I also think it's really notable that you had work experience. So you had quite extensive work experience before you started the business. So you knew the sector, you had networks in the sector, and you also have a degree in management, I think. Is that right?
Yes, that's true. I've got a degree in management, and I'm a qualified ISO 9001 consultant.
Awesome, awesome. And so again, if we just did that little circle with you, we would find the unique components of who you are and your background that have really come into this persona, this niche business of TKY. So well done for that. Tell me a little bit more. So the people in the room don't know you. So tell us a little bit more about what TKY does, and maybe what are the specific challenges and opportunities that you find in the business today.
TKY Engineering is specializing in the refurbishment and the procurement of your engineering and mining components, like your pumps, your underground ventilation fans, your valves, and other consumables on the engineering side. Before we started with the program, we had so many challenges. Though the wheel is now turning, the public procurement bill has been signed where companies are now forced to procure locally. When we started, it was very hard. We all agree, like I said, this industry is male dominant. So as a small Black company run by a woman, nobody was taking us serious. We had no systems in place. We have not done enough research on our products. So it was quite difficult. And I'll just share a few challenges that we had. Generally, I would say people hate success. As we continued, I thought I worked in the mining industry and a lot of people will be happy, to give us business. I thought I had contacts, and most of our orders were canceled and by our friends, and we had our invoices not been paid because they've been thrown in the dustbins. One of my customers the other day said to me, Yvonne, you are a secretary and I love you. Why would you want to start an engineering business? Do you know what will happen to you when these components will kill people? And I had the worst nightmare of my life. That night I didn't sleep, but I woke up the next day. And you'll have also the challenges of competitors visiting our workshop just to come and check what we are all about. One competitor came in and said to me, I want to see the white man behind this business. I said, our manager is not a white man. I said, who is the manager in this place? And I had to shrink, Kathy, and get under the table, because this man, I know he's very successful, and I still don't have confidence, to tell people that I am the owner of TKY Engineering. And we also had your compliance issues with SARS, where we hired, I thought maybe let's get our house in order, get an accounting officer, and he missed our VAT returns and our income tax return. And our business had to restart from the ground. So it was very bad. So on the other side, we had no money, and you had to ask money from your families and your friends. And I remember my sister said, she borrowed me money, and every week she started reminding me, remember, on the 25th, you must pay me. And I was so angry with her, but that taught me that creditors need to be paid and need to be paid on time. So there are so many challenges that we can share. I think the last one that I would share is we depended on the freelancers when we started, and most of them claimed that they are experienced. So bring them in, and we got this one guy said he can work on pumps, and we gave him a pump to strip. That guy started using a hammer on everything, and the pump got broken. So we said, no, man, let's find a way. Surely there's a right way that we can do it. But the main thing that challenged me was my confidence. My personal life, to me, was a shame. I was afraid because when you are divorced, everybody knows this is a small town. Everybody is taking you as a divorced woman. And it made me feel like people are seeing my private life, so I can't go and look for work. It affected too much of my sales. Then on the other side, you've got your children. When they go through the trouble, they contemplated suicide. You don't know how to juggle or to balance between business and personal. Most of the time you are crying, things are not working, doors are locked. So yeah. And lastly, we hired family, which backfired and taught us that friends, family, church mates, for me, it's a no now, you know.
No.
We had to go to CCMA for the first time with 3 people. And that's when we learned that CCMA is not only for the employees, but for us also as the employers. If your employee is not treating you well, you can also take them to CCMA. So yeah, there are so many challenges that we can
thanks for that, Mamakeba. Yeah, I mean, certainly you've really painted a picture of how the business was when it came in and the challenges that you experienced there. Just tell me, what is it? So what was it that you really gained from the Tholoana program? So what was the change? What was the game changer? Because I remember when you came in, you did have a lot of challenges, and you've always been somebody that likes to lead from behind. You're not the comfortable person in the front face and the camera. It's not your natural style. But how was it that the Tholoana program, the SAB Foundation Tholoana program, helped you? What were the key things about the program that really managed to change you from that early stage, really struggling, to a business that was then starting on this trajectory for the kind of success that you have now?
Oh, thank you, Kathy. I think I'll just mention 3 things. The first one being training. The workshops that we've done with Tholoana are very informative. But what stood out for me was the vision workshop, where we were given an opportunity to tell our story, who we are, what business you are doing, where are you going as a business? What is your mission? What is your vision? And they had so beautiful practical activities that we were doing that made us realize what we are in is quite a challenge, and we need to up our game to, if we really want to succeed. On the marketing side, Tholoana Foundation goes very big. It was for the first time we went to SAFM, and we had a presence on all the local and the national newspapers, on their social media platforms. They made sure we are covered. And a lot of things changed in our company. We restructured our company. We changed our company name to fit the kind of business that we do. We're TKY Trading Enterprise. We changed to TKY Engineering. We gained confidence into going to do sales, and started gaining confidence into hiring the qualified people in our business. And on the financial side, I would say for us SAB Foundation offers a lot more, and you need to be responsible and accountable to qualify for any assistance. We can't play any game. So we need to make sure our financial status is healthy. And for the first time, they gave us a grant. We bought a 4-ton truck, and we pressed the cash to get it, to buy it cash. And then during the COVID season, they offered us some grant loan, which we paid back, and it helped us to fulfill our operational costs. And we also gained confidence and applied for accreditation with SABS for ISO 9001, which we were accredited in 2017. And lastly, most of the enterprise development programs and the competitions we started entering, we are the top business women in Limpopo for Standard Bank. We are the second runner-up of ESCOM Business Investment Competition, the beneficiary of CEDA, Sandvik Mining, and most of the mines in our industry.
Fantastic.
And lastly, your motivations, Kathy, the weekly motivations that you give us every week, they're making a difference. So we look forward to the Monday motivations from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. I mean, I think that really, in a nutshell, just explains the journey on Tholoana, the difference that it makes, and the fact that those people that are really lucky enough to get onto the program, it's a lifetime journey. You know, once you're in that relationship, the SAB Foundation really cares for you in the long term. So thank you so much for that. Thanks, Mamukiba. Maybe just very, very briefly, because we're a little bit over time. Just any last advice for those people on the call that are what advice for the entrepreneurs on the call?
I have a lot, but I can just mention few. A house that is built around the shack is valueless. We need to uplift and motivate and encourage those around us. Empowered people empower others. And you are the celebrity of your business. You need to live a decent life because it can later catch up with you. And entrepreneurship is a lonely journey. You need friends that you can share your achievements and solve problems together. So you ain't better, you are not better than anyone, but and nobody is better than you. So always stay in your lane and make sure you focus on your own business. Read motivational books. They're the greatest motivation to business. So lastly, I would say give back to the communities. We've got an NPO Circle of Hope where we empower women and youth on any business-related issues. But otherwise, thank you, Kathy, so much to invite me on your platform.
No, you're amazing. So proud of you and so proud of the work that you're doing. Thank you so much, Mamukiba. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And so with that, let me, so those of you that will have questions for Mamukiba, she will stay until the end. So yeah, just maybe if any of you wanted to go directly to her with some questions, please just stay to the end. I'm going to now hand you over to Nadine October. So Nadine is the program manager for the SAB Foundation Tholoana program. And Nadine is a powerhouse in the company. She's taken many hundreds of businesses to success through the programs that she's managed. And yeah, so she's got a powerful team behind her, and she's really going to tell you more about the program and answer those key little secrets that so many of you are wanting to know the answer about. That's how can I be successful and get into this incredible SAB Foundation Tholoana program? Over to you, Nadine.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you for the really insightful tips that you've shared. And thanks to Mamukiba for her inspirational story. I know that definitely has left a few of our attendees well inspired. I'm just going to get my slides up. There we go. Can everybody see? Okay, so I think before I I'm going to start off with just introducing the Tholoana team before we get into the details about the program. So my name is Nadine October, and Kathy's told you a bit about me. I head up the Tholoana program team here at Fetola. I work alongside my colleague Sibulele Samka, who is one of our project managers. And then we have Kakamba and Sankiwe, who work as senior project coordinators. So the SAB Foundation Tholoana Enterprise Program is, of course, implemented in partnership with the SAB Foundation. And here we have the programs team from SAB Foundation who are on the call today. If you have any questions specifically for them, Bridget, the Executive Director, is not with us, but Itumeleng Gamini and Untatile Dichejo are here and can definitely answer any questions you may have for them. So I suppose as we've gone through these strategies on how to build the dream business, your question might be, is the Tholoana program for you? Will it be able to give you the support to be able to build that dream business? So let me tell you a bit more about what the program entails and what it has to offer you. My question to you is, do you want to grow a resilient and professional business, a business that leaves a legacy and thrives for generations to come? Would you want your business to be fulfilling and financially rewarding? If so, then the Tholoana Enterprise Program could be for you. The Tholoana Enterprise Program, as I've mentioned, is implemented by the SAB Foundation, and the foundation's mandate really is to drive economic and social empowerment to previously disadvantaged individuals within South Africa through entrepreneurial development. So key focus areas for the program are businesses that are located in township and rural areas, and this program specifically seeks to benefit businesses that are owned by women, youth, and persons living with disabilities. What is the Tholoana program all about? Well, it's a nationwide SME acceleration program. The duration of the program is 18 months, and annually we take in applications for the program. We generally have about 4,000 to 6,000 entrepreneurs who start applications, and by the end of the application process, on average, we're looking at 1,500 to 2,000 entrepreneurs that complete their applications and are in the process. As you can imagine, if only 60 businesses get selected for the program, the competition is really tight. The program is facilitated by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. So all of our mentors, as well as our training facilitators and consultants, are entrepreneurs in their own rights. They've walked this journey and they know what it's all about and are there to support you and come alongside of you to help grow your business. So the Tholoana program only works with established businesses that are older than 12 months. We want to see that you've been able to build a track record and the business is growing. We do have other programs that look at ideation businesses, but I'll tell you a bit more about that later. The program offers professional wraparound growth support for businesses that are ready to scale. This type of support includes workshops, mentorship, market readiness, such as brand building, as well as access to new networks and markets and access to finance. But I'll get into some more of that detail later as well. The important thing to mention is that the SAB Foundation are in this journey with you for the long haul. So as Mama Kiba was sharing, the foundation really seeks to build a long-time relationship and is there to support you even after the program is completed. So Mama Kiba was able to access funding from the foundation during COVID, as well as further alumni funding thereafter. So it is definitely, once you're in the program, you're part of the family. This program operates nationally. We have entrepreneurs that we have supported throughout South Africa in all 9 provinces. And we have mentors on the ground as well, supporting entrepreneurs locally. Over the years, in the 10 years that we've worked alongside of SAB Foundation with the Tholoana program, we've had 58.7% youth-owned businesses and 54.2% women-led businesses. So what is important to note here is, yes, the key benefactors are women, youth-owned businesses, and businesses owned by persons living with disabilities or benefiting persons living with disabilities. However, we do obviously work with entrepreneurs who are older than 35, as well as male-owned businesses. So if you're not a woman and you're not under 35, don't worry, you're not out of luck. So what does the Tholoana program help you do? Through the program, we help you to build your personal and professional confidence through our skills workshops, as well as through mentorship and consulting. We help to grow your knowledge and skills, as well as your confidence in your business, as well as in yourself. We help you to build a unique brand, like Kathy was speaking about earlier, and help you to really create credibility around your and visibility around your brand. We help you to increase your profitability through various interventions, but specifically through training and helping you with your financial management, how to understand it and make better financial decisions. There's lots of different growth tools which we share through the program. We have fundamental business workshops, as well as all sorts of online workshops and webinars to help you grow, as well as access to finance. So Mama Kiba did mention that the program does entail seed funding, which helps you to grow the business through making sort of catalytic investments. We also help you to build networks with like-minded peers within the program and secure new clients in new markets. So what have we seen over the past 10 years in the Tholoana program? We've seen fantastic results. Tholoana really is one of the best accelerators in South Africa because of what we call the Tholoana advantage. Seed funding along with business development support definitely does lead to catalytic growth. And we've seen over these past few years, the annual turnover growth of the businesses that we've worked with on average is 33.1%. Now, this doesn't mean that all businesses have grown at this rate. We've seen businesses do over 1,000% growth on the Tholoana program. Annual job growth of 28.4%, and job growth really is a key aspect of the Tholoana program, because at the SAB Foundation, they do understand and know that by investing in job-creating businesses, it's a sure way to impact the economy and really make a difference, especially in rural communities where there are little opportunities to be able to uplift the individuals in those communities. We also have 100% of our entrepreneurs stating that their confidence has increased by the end of the program. Lastly, our long-term survival rate is 87.3%. This truly is fantastic and something to be celebrated, and truly is something reflective of the program and the mandate of the SAB Foundation. It's not just about helping businesses for the here and now, but building long-term relationships and helping them to build sustainable businesses and being able to walk the journey alongside of them going forward. So you might be wondering, if all this sounds interesting to you, what are we looking for in our applications? So firstly, we're looking for an entrepreneur who is innovative, who is self-motivated and has a big vision and needs support to help them realize that vision. In terms of the market, we're looking at if the business is in a growing industry, if there's a proven market demand for the product or service that is being offered, as well as the sales history over the at least past 12 months. We need to be able to see that the business is growing. Then lastly, in terms of the business model, we're looking for a unique, innovative business model, something different. And then job creation, as I've mentioned, is critical. So we do want to see that we have businesses that are being selected onto the program that have the potential to create at least 5 new jobs within the period that they are on the program. If this sounds interesting to you, and if it sounds like the program really could be the best next step for you, please do apply today. And tell a friend who might be an entrepreneur who's also got a growing business and is ready to scale their business through support of an acceleration program. Now, the last thing I want to chat to you guys about is how to put together a winning application. As I've mentioned, thousands of applications come in for the program every year, and I know you want to make your application stand out. So here are some insider tips. First of all, I'd say make sure that you set aside time to complete your application. Sorry, I'm just experiencing some technical difficulties.
You want me to share from my side?
Thank you, Kathy.
Maybe. Okay.
That would be great. Sorry, my presentation just I wasn't sure if the call dropped or
there you go.
This is the presentation. Thank you. Apologies for that. So yeah, the application will take a bit of time. We do try to get as much information as possible about your business to be able to make a decision to ensure that your business is ready for this great opportunity. So make sure that you set enough time aside to be able to complete the application in detail. Make sure you read through the requirements carefully before answering the questions, remembering that the key focus areas for the program are women, youth, businesses owned by persons with disability, and rural or township businesses. Really make the most of this opportunity as you complete the application to reflect on your business. There is a section in the application form that focuses on your SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is a framework that helps you to look at your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So really take the time to think about this and work on those things from there, whether you become successful in your application for the program or not. Remember also that job creation is critical for the Tholoana program. We do want to see the potential for your business to be able to create jobs through the support of the program. Also, ask yourself, is your business future fit? Kathy spoke about technology and businesses that would be thriving in 2030. So if that excites you, if you know where you're going and what your vision is, for the future, show us that vision. Tell us all about how you want to build your business and how the program is going to assist you in doing so. Make sure you tell us about your key customers and your key contracts, and provide specific and accurate financial detail as far as possible. We do want to understand where your business is at. There's no right or wrong answer. So don't feel like the information needs to be a certain way. The program is a support program, so we do want to help you. So be honest and as specific and accurate as you can. And then lastly, explain how the program will advance your business. One of the last questions in the application asks you to motivate why you and your business are a good investment and why you should be selected for the Tholoana program. So make sure you really show us in that response why this opportunity is for you and why your business is ready for it. That then brings us to the conclusion of my tips, and we'll move on to any questions shortly. Before we do, I just want to say a huge thank you to Kathy for all the useful advice that she shared today, as well as to Mama Kiba once again for her really inspiring conversation, sharing her journey with us. If the Tholoana program is for you, please make sure we'll share some post-webinar comms that you head over to the SAB Foundation website to apply. We also will share contact details for team members who will be able to assist you with any queries or more information about the program. And then if you feel that you may not be a fit for the Tholoana program, for example, if your business is not older than 12 months, you're welcome to head over to the Fetola website and click on the entrepreneurs tab and learn more and join the tribe for one of our upcoming programs, and we'll definitely be in contact. Okay, I think we'll move to our questions right now. Khotso, would you like to go first? Khotso Mashini? Okay.
Good evening.
Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry,
Hi.
I was having some difficulty. Thank you for the invitation to the program. Okay, I have just a slight few questions. I see that you are emphasizing that this program is specifically targets for women in business, disability, and somewhere along the line, I felt I'm 41, I'm 42 years old, and I've been running my business for the past 8 years, that I think maybe this program is not cut for me because I see from the way you've described is that you guys are really mainly focusing on women and people living with disability. That is one of the questions that I had asked, so people as myself, are we still able to apply for the program? right? And
yes.
okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
And
You want to share another question?
yes. Secondly, I'd like to know, previously I've been part of a program with Raise Corp, right? I did 2 programs with them, and somewhere I felt so I don't know how to put it, but I felt so disappointed, in how the programs are structured, right? What I can say is that the mentors that are in the program, right, were only there just for the money, because of, yes, they are getting paid for the money. They were not really giving me that support system that I needed. And also when I did the program and I finished and I was trying to engage with them, trying to ask them for help because of we've been trying to get our product into the ShopRite store. I was told that I could not, they were unable to help me. And they also spoke about acceleration and they spoke about funding. We came to them and asked them, okay, guys, can you be able to help us with funding? They told us, no, we are not funders. But my biggest issue that I had with them is that over 260,000 was paid for me to be trained, right? But when you go back and you try to ask for help or anything of that sort, there is none of that assistance after the program. And I would also like to know that the costs involved. How much is being paid for the individual that is being trained? Because what I've seen lately is that a lot of businesses are thriving through training. They train us on this, they train us on that, they train us on a whole sorts of things. But then when you really look back and you say, okay, guys, now I've been trained, I've been doing this work, what support are you guys giving? It's like there is no support anymore. Once you've done with the program, you're done with the program. So that is what I'm asking for.
Okay. Thanks, Khotso. Sure, you've spoken quite a bit, and so I'll try my best to answer what I can. So firstly, I did, as I was sharing the slide about the 9 provinces and the percentages of women-led and youth-owned businesses that we have supported, I did mention that just because those are the key focus areas of the program, it doesn't mean that we only take businesses in those areas. So definitely, if I think of the current Tholoana cohort, we have a good couple of businesses that are male owned or male led, and definitely within your age range as well. I think they say that the best age, average age to start a business is 28. So we know that, for many South Africans, you've got your qualification, you've gotten some experience, and then you start a business. It means that you have good life experience to bring to business management. So no, absolutely, you definitely would qualify. You're almost welcome to apply. And then with regard to their scope, I mean, I can't speak to their programs and their processes. We know that there are many incubators, business incubators and accelerators out there running programs. And if you will recall, I did speak about the Tholoana advantage. And what sets the Tholoana program apart is the combination of grant funding with a business development support. So yes, training is an element of business development support, but there are also various other sorts of initiatives that we do that are part of the program, in addition to the training. And all those things should culminate in helping you to build a stronger business. I hope that answers your question. I need to move on because we're already over time and there are quite a few more questions to go. I hope that satisfies you. Alternatively, you're welcome to reach out afterwards and I'll be happy to further connect and discuss with you. Okay, I can't hear anything from you, Khotso, but I take it that we are good. Linda, would you like to pose your question? Linda Jele.
Good afternoon. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, Linda.
I know you've touched on what one needs to do if they don't have this track record as yet. I was hoping I would be at that point this time of the year when you advertise, but unfortunately there were other glitches in the business, so I couldn't get to that point. But I would love to join the ideation stage and get that support so that maybe I'm ready for next year. So I didn't get to when we were talking about joining the tribe, we go to the Fetola website and do what in terms of becoming part of the upcoming programs?
So if you go to the Fetola website, which is www.fetola.co.za, one of the tabs in the top right corner of the website would say entrepreneurs. If you click on entrepreneurs, there should be an option to select programs, and you can read all about the various programs that we offer and opt to join a tribe so that you get notified with other programs as and when they open. The Tholoana program applications are open from the 1st of August until the 9th of September this year. But as other program calls open up, we will be in contact to let you know of other opportunities.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Linda. Nondumiso?
Greetings. I believe that you are all okay. So what I want to find out from you is that you see, I have already a business that's producing eggs, but the problem that I experienced is that my chicken house collapsed last year, and I want to find out whether, since at the present moment I'm trying to build my structure, can I apply?
So, Nondumiso, thank you for your question. I think that it's not a fund, so you can't apply for funding. The Tholoana program is a business development program, and so funding is not the direct outcome of the program. I understand you need support, but I think that if you are interested in joining a program to help you scale your business, there would be funding later on in the program, but it's not an immediate direct outcome of your application at this point. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks, Nondumiso. Regan.
Hello, madam. How are you?
Good.
I wanted to check. I was trying to apply for the funding for the program, but he told me that I don't have 1 year. Is it something that you keep on with this one year thing? I was having another business, but now I was not applying with that other business. I was applying for another business because I have a certificate of entrepreneurship from the SAB Foundation.
Okay. Have you participated in another program with SAB Foundation like Social Next?
Yes.
Kickstart.
Yes, the Kickstart program. I've been part of the team of 2015 Social Next Kickstart program. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And so the business that you were doing at that time, it's not operational anymore?
Yes, it's no longer working. Then I never got funding with that business because they were just saying, okay, we should start our own business. Then they will just check, nothing else. Then yeah, they never came back to us in that time. But I have the Social Next Entrepreneurship certificate.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Now I registered my company in May. Yes, I was trying to apply for this program, but I couldn't get help.
Okay. And your company that you registered in May, has it been operational prior to the registration in May?
Yes.
Okay. So we do look at the operational age of the business and not necessarily the registration date. So I think you just need to when you're answering the questions at the beginning of the application and it's asking, you know, how old the business is, it's from the date that you started the business, not
Okay,
registration date.
because I started the business without registering first time.
Okay, but when did you do that?
Come again?
When did you start the business?
I started a business in 2022.
Okay, so then that's definitely older than 12 months. So you definitely would be eligible to apply.
Okay. Thank you, madam. I'll do so.
Thank you. Thanks, Regan. Joseph, I see you got your camera on and your hand up. We just have Tumelo and Claudia and Matsepo that was waiting before you. Could I come back to you? Okay. Tumelo?
Did you? My hand was up.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Mine
is a very short question, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, when one is feeling when one is filling up the application form, what are the generally speaking, what are the questions that one miss or doesn't fill up properly that would make one to be disqualified? Sometimes when you fill up those forms, there are questions that are not clear to one when filling up the form.
Okay.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So the way the application form is set up on the system, you do need to fill in all the compulsory questions, and if you miss any questions, it will remind you before you progress to the next section. So I don't think that there's any questions that you should or could miss. I think also what is important, sometimes like the financial questions and the job questions can be challenging sometimes, and we are asking for quite a bit of detail. But as I mentioned, it's important to take the time to answer those questions as accurately and honestly as possible so that we have a sense of where the business is at. So
Okay,
be
ma'am, I
sure
understand.
to answer. There are built-in reminders so that you don't miss any questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Matsepo.
Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Nadine. Mine is quite a simple question. I just went into the website for the entrepreneurs that are less than a year, and I see there are various initiatives. But if you want to join the tribe, am I correct to say you complete the section at the bottom? Is that correct?
When you click on the button to join the tribe, it should pop up some information for you to complete. Yes, so you complete that.
Okay, thank you. That's all that. But thank you for an informative session. Thank you.
Fantastic. I'm so glad it was value adding. Thanks, Matsepo. Nozipo, I know that your hand was up, and Joseph, I don't know where you went, but Nozipo, I did see your hand earlier, so we'll take your question and then I'll come to Joseph before.
Okay, thank you.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for an informative session. For financials, what do you actually want to see? For example, if the business has been in operation for longer than 12 months, but I had two subcontracting gigs in that period, like in the last 12 months. So what do you want to see by way of financials?
Okay, so basically the way the application form is set up, it looks at the past 3 years. So how your financials were last year in 2023 as well as 2022. We look at annually, and then for 2024 we're looking at the last 6 months. So we've had no income in those months, you put a 0, and where you have had those gigs that you've mentioned, you put the income that you made in those months.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for your question. Joseph, are you still with us? Do you want to ask a question?
Can you hear me? Thank you for the
There you are. Hi.
thank you for ma'am. I'm currently running a business. I'm selling food. Fast food. My business is registered and I'm also doing it. So I'd like to know if I want to be a part of the program, what is the requirement that is needed to be a part of the program? And the last one, the program is taking place online or is a place where we have to go and apply for that program. And then the thing that I want to know. I'm currently based in software, so I want to know where the program is taking place.
Joseph, your network is really bad, so I haven't been able to hear very much of anything in terms of what you've said. What I did hear you saying is that you wanted to know, like you've got a Shizanyama, that you want to know what the requirements are for the program. And I think what would be best is for you to head over to the SAB Foundation website where you can read all of the requirements, and then it will be easier for you to think about instead of me listing them now. So please do that. And then you also wanted to know if the program was online. So the program has online and in-person elements. So workshops generally happen in person, and the program subsidizes for the entrepreneurs to meet at the venue and participate in the workshop. However, some of the workshops are online. Mentorship generally is in person. However, sometimes due to geographic location, some mentorship is online and some is in person. I didn't hear any of the other questions that you were asking, but all the information around the program is available on the SAB Foundation's Tholoana Enterprise page. Was there anything else that you wanted me to ask?
What I want to know when I want to apply for a funding. So what the requirements that is needed and what is the minimum turnover? Because of now I'm currently 3 years in business.
Okay, so I missed most of your question again. I heard you say you want to apply for the funding. This is not a fund, so you can't apply for funding. The application is to participate in an 18-month business development support program. And so it's important that you want to be a part of the program and you want to grow your business through the support that is available. Funding is an element of the program, but it's not available immediately, and the application is not for funding. It's to be a part of the program. Okay, I hope that's what you needed to know.
I'd like to have a mentorship here in the business because of now something that I'm struggling on, and I need the mentorship so can guide me what.
Okay.
So can I apply for that mentorship program?
Okay. So when you're completing the applications for the full program and for all the elements of the program, and so like I've said, it's 18 months, so it's important that you are interested in wanting to do that and committed to the process. But please head over to the SAB Foundation website and click onto the Tholoana page and read more about what is offered by the program and what the requirements are. Okay, it was great chatting to you. Thanks, Joseph.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Suarelo, Zume.
Hi,
Hi.
hi,
Yeah. Hi.
hi,
Someone is
Nadine.
talking.
Yes, this is Claudia. I raised my hand a while ago. I don't know if you missed it.
Oh, I did see your hand up, Claudia, but it disappeared. So I don't know if it timed out or if you'd put it down, but it
No,
wasn't
I
in
think it was
queue
a network
anymore.
issue.
Oh, I see. Twarelo,
Let Twarelo answer, and then can I go after her?
Sure. Let me get to Twarelo, and then we'll come back to you, Claudia.
Thank you.
Thanks. Twarelo?
Hi, ma'am. Thank you very much for such an awesome session. I just wanted to find out what are the attachments? I don't know. I came in a bit late. So I wanted to know when you're applying, what are the attachments that we need to prepare so that like in beforehand and stuff. And another thing, how hectic is this program? Because a lot of the programs you'd find that, okay, I've only been in one, but you'd find that we have a lot of informative work, like good content. But the thing is, sometimes you just have to you push through to submit, push through to submit. You don't have the time to really, because like I still need to implement the systems that I've learned from my program. I haven't made things that are really implementable. So I just want to know, is it really like, does it walk you through and stuff? Yeah, thank you.
Sure, no problem. In terms of the documents that you need to attach to your application, so there's only two that is compulsory. The first being your South African ID and the second being a proof of residence. We do ask for other documents such as your CIPC registration, BE certification if you have those documents. However, it's not compulsory to be able to submit your application. And then with regard to the intensity of the program, so there is quite a bit of time commitment. I would say certain months more than others, but you would be participating in mentorship on a monthly basis. You would be submitting your financial reports on a monthly basis. There would be months that these workshops, and workshops are generally 2 days, sometimes 2.5 days. So, and there are webinars that happen as well. But the program is 18 months. And so there is time to implement, and you would have a mentor that would be there to support and guide you, to assist you in implementing what you've learned. But I can't tell you how hectic I think it is, because obviously for everybody, the commitments and available time is different, depending on what's happening in the business and obviously in the rest of their life. But I do feel that if you feel your business is ready for this opportunity, you have to be committed to the 18 months and to the process. It's not a quick in and out, and it's not just application for funding. Cool. Thank you so much for your question, Claudia. So we are way over time. I've got Bonakele, Bonginkosi, and Mary Jean, and those will be the last questions that I'll be taking for the afternoon. If you do need to jump off, if you can't wait, we have completed the content for the day, so you're almost welcome to leave. However, we will still carry on with those questions. Claudia, would you like to ask your question?
Hi, Nadine. Yes, I have two or three very short questions. I won't take up much of your time. Okay. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. It was very informative. I wanted to say that I've applied for the Tholoana program before, but I think it was at a stage where my business was premature. And my application was rejected. So am I eligible to reapply?
Absolutely. You're most welcome to apply again. And yeah, obviously every year we have a different pool of businesses that are applying. I think you just need to do your best to make your application stand out. And yeah, I wish you all the best with your application this year.
All right, thank you. And then my other question was, are you allowed to be on the Tholoana program and another program simultaneously?
Yeah, it depends what your other program is that you are on. So we do ask in the application form if you are on any other acceleration programs, because I do think it speaks to your availability of time and to be committed to the process. So definitely we're not saying you cannot be, because different accelerators offer different types of support. So it's just important for us to understand what that program offers you, or what the expectations are, most importantly, from that program, from your part.
Yes. Okay. All right. And I think my last question was in terms of the the amount that you put your monthly income. Is there a minimum amount that you are looking at annually?
Sorry?
Are you looking at a minimum annually that a business must make to qualify for the program?
We like I was explaining to you, we obviously look at the pool of businesses, and it is a matter of when a business is strong enough and ready to sort of scale up. So
yes.
It would depend on the other businesses in the application process, how big and strong they are financially. But financials are not the only thing that we are taking into account. So we are looking at other aspects of the business. As I mentioned, we look at the entrepreneur, we look at the business model, we look at the market, and try to ascertain. So, we all know in business, sometimes you have good months, sometimes you have months. So you might do 20,000 one month and 500 the next month.
Exactly.
Different in every month. But like I said to you, it's important to just be honest and put your financials as they are, because it helps us to understand where your business is at.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Thank you so much for answering my questions, and yeah, I will apply this week.
Fantastic. We look forward. I'll keep an eye out. Thanks, Claudia. Nozipo, I know that your hand was up earlier and it disappeared. I saw that you had come through a few seconds ago. Did you want to ask a question?
No, sorry, it's a legacy hand.
No worries, no worries. Bunakele.
Hi, good afternoon, Nadine. Thank you so much for the presentation. In fact, I'm like Claudia. Last year I did apply and I went through the first part where I was successful to go to the assessment part of the program.
Okay.
I can't remember that, but that assessment that you must do within, I think, 72 hours.
The
Yes,
Odyssey assessment.
Yes. And then, and unfortunately, with that assessment, I felt okay. Firstly, I'm a personal disability.
Okay.
When I was going through the assessment, I felt that it was not really user friendly for someone with my disability type, because I'm a quadriplegic. And then if mistakenly, if the question goes to skip to the next question, you can't go back. So if you haven't responded to the question, that means you don't have a chance to do the question again. So then after that assessment, there were a few questions that because of my disability, it kind of skipped and went to the next thing. And then I received an email that I was not successful. So I was saying, in fact, I was speaking to Willie last week or so.
Yes, and to Bridget. Bridget did contact me actually. We spoke specifically about your application and what happened last year.
Because he was asking me, I said, hey, no, Will, I don't want. I was even saying to him, you know what, I don't want the thing, man, because the thing was not user friendly for someone of my disability. So I don't know if maybe the system can be looked at, because it can be very discouraging. I mean, especially when you spend so much time with the application to put so much information, then you go past that one, and for you to be out of the system because of those of that system. So I don't know.
No, absolutely. I completely understand, and was very disappointed to hear about that happened to you, Bunakele. I was obviously planning to reach out to you. So thank you so much for joining the webinar and sharing more about it. We definitely would take that into account in our planning around the assessments for this cohort. So but I'll reach out to you personally as well, just to get more insight around what happened.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nadine.
Thank you.
Okay.
And to everyone else who has stayed on to listen to all the questions. We appreciate your time. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day and week, and definitely to all the women, a wonderful Women's Day on Friday. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.